Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this procedure safely. In this video, we will show one or more of these icons to alert you when to use caution. Before you install the carburetor rebuild kit components in your snowblower, first make sure the engine has cooled. Next, remove the wire and boot from the spark plug to prevent the engine from accidentally starting. We recommend performing this procedure with no fuel in the tank. Your first step is to remove the retaining clip securing the chute control rod and pull the rod free. Now remove the retaining clip securing the support bracket pin and pull out the pin. Unthread the wing nut from the center gearbox mounting bolt. Lift the gearbox off of the support bracket and set the gearbox and chute assembly aside. Next, use a 3/8" socket to remove the bolts securing the belt cover. Pull the cover off. Now release the drive belt idler pulley tension spring. Use a 1/2" socket to remove the upper two mounting bolts securing the gearbox support bracket. Use a 3/4" socket to remove the lower bolt. You can now remove the support bracket. Use a 10mm socket or wrench to remove all of the mounting bolts securing the muffler cover. Lift off the cover. Next, remove both the choke knob and the throttle knob. Now use a Phillips head screwdriver to unthread the lower starter switch box mounting screw. Detach the primer line and the ignition switch wires. Use the 10mm socket to remove the nuts threaded on the carburetor mounting posts. Pull the control panel free. Release the retaining clamps securing the fuel line to the tank and pull the line off. Now slide off the front choke plate gasket. Remove the choke plate itself and detach it from the choke linkage. Slide off the rear gasket. Detach the throttle spring and linkage from the carburetor and slide the carburetor off of the mounting posts. If necessary, peel off the intake gasket. Now use a 10mm socket or wrench to unthread the mounting bolt to release the carburetor bowl. Next, pull out the float pin, the float, and the needle. Use a flathead screwdriver to unthread the main jet. Remove the jet and the venturi tube. Lift out the bowl gasket. You're now ready to install the new carburetor rebuild kit components. Insert the new gasket into the groove on the carburetor. With the flared end facing up, Drop in the new Venturi tube. Insert the main jet, then thread and tighten. Hook the new needle onto the center tab of the new float. Position the float on the carburetor and secure it by sliding in the new float pin. Next, unthread the drain plug from the carburetor bowl. Remove the old gasket from the plug and replace it with the new gasket. Rethread the plug into the bowl and tighten. Replace the gasket on the carburetor bowl mounting bolt with the new gasket. Realign the bolt on the carburetor, then thread the bolt and tighten. Now note the position of the idle adjustment screw. Then unthread it. Pry out the old idle jet. Insert the new idle jet. And rethread the adjustment screw to the appropriate position. Be aware you may need to make further adjustments to the screw with the engine running to set a proper idle. Now confirm that the intake gasket is in place on the mounting posts. Then slide on the rebuilt carburetor. Connect the throttle linkage and spring to the carburetor. Next, slide on the rear choke plate gasket. Replace the choke plate and reattach the choke linkage. Slide on the front gasket. Reconnect the fuel line to the tank and secure it with the retaining clamp. Reposition the control panel, making sure the choke plate stem protrudes through the hole in the panel, and the breather tube connects to the air intake box. Align the primer line in the groove on the panel. Thread the nuts on the mounting posts and tighten. With the control panel in place, rethread the lower starter switch box mounting screw. Reattach the primer line and the ignition switch wires. Replace both the choke and the throttle knobs. Realign the muffler cover. Thread and tighten the bolts to secure. Now reposition the chute gearbox support bracket and replace the bolts. Reset the tension spring on the lower bolt. Replace the belt cover. Rethread the bolts and tighten. Reposition the chute assembly on the chute adapter as you realign the gearbox on the support bracket. Confirm that the center mounting bolt is in place in the gearbox housing. Then thread the wing nut on and tighten. Reinsert the support bracket pin and secure it with the retaining clip. Confirm that the holes in the gearbox coupler are facing straight up with the chute facing forward, and that the chute control lever is at the 1 o'clock position. Now insert the rounded end of the chute control rod into the gearbox coupler, and the hex end into the control coupler. Secure the rod with the retaining clip. Confirm that the chute has a full range of movement. Reattach the spark plug wire and boot, refill the fuel tank, and your snowblower should be ready for use.